You can live another 10 years just like that, with the same thoughts, with the same level, with the same fatigue, and wake up again one morning and ask, why hasn't anything changed? Or you can watch this video to the end, because at the very end you'll get a practice, not from a book, not from a motivational seminar, but from life, from pain, out of realization. It turns on the brain, it turns on the body, and it starts a movement, but it needs to be listened to. No cuts, no rewinding, because every word here is a nail in the coffin lid of that version of you that always procrastinates, always doubts, always thinks later is also a choice. Do you feel stuck? Great. That means you're ready to break free. Because the truth is, people don't fall for lack of talent. They drown in soft, cozy excuses. They live as if there's an extra take ahead. Everything is one take, though. Now the turning point begins. In this video, 5 steps that practically take a person from mediocrity to status. I'm not just talking about money, although there will be money. I'm talking about wealth, where you control your time, your income, the direction of your life. One step and you're on a new line. One choice and you won't recognize yourself a year from now. It's not a theory, it's a structure proven by tens of thousands of stories. You'll be thrilled if you stay, but you'll be sorry if you leave. You ready? Then let's start with step 1. The step that makes everything else meaningless. The first step to wealth is not a strategy, not a business plan, or even a habit. It's a decision to get serious. Yes, it's that simple. And that's scary, because from that point on, you can't pretend anymore. You can't pretend everything's okay. You either take responsibility or you keep losing. Gently, gradually, forever. I know people who could have been millionaires, but they chose to be jokers. Not because they're not smart, it's because laughter is convenient. Laughter distracts them from the reality that they know everything but do nothing. They're not called rich, they're called cool. And the cool ones are the ones you're not afraid to lose. If you don't get serious, life gets serious with you. It will start testing you with money, health, relationships, disappointments. It will bring you to your knees to finally ask yourself, what do I really want? Where am I going? And what will I be in 10 years? 10 years will pass anyway. You're bound to be somewhere, but where and who? And that's where the truth comes in. Until you get serious about 2 things, everything else will be tinsel. The first is purpose. Where do you want to be in 5 years? How much do you want to be making? What do you want to give your kids? What do you want to build, show, live? What kind of person do you want to be? Who do you want to be around? Until you answer that, you're just drifting. And yes, you can live your whole life without asking yourself these questions and die just in time when you don't care at all. The second is self-revelation. You can't become rich without becoming a different person. It's just not possible. To have more, you have to become more. To live differently, you have to think differently. You want a simple formula? Grow faster than your problems grow? That's it. Getting better is not a hobby. It's a matter of survival. Because you either evolve or you degrade. There's no middle ground. The middle is a myth. It's a trap. You want freedom? Start with discipline. You want a vibrant life? Stop pretending you have forever ahead of you. You want to be an example? Stop hiding in comfort. Seriousness isn't about frowning. Seriousness is when you remember why you came into this world in the first place, and you start acting with fire inside you, not inertia. In this decade, you're going to have to get smarter than you were in the past. Not because it's fashionable. It's because if you don't, you'll be overtaken and not even noticed. You can't afford to be ordinary, because the ordinary of today went as the underachievers of tomorrow. Motivation is not enough. Motivation without knowledge turns you into a dangerous optimist. A motivated idiot is still an idiot, only faster running down a dead end. You want change? Then teach. Read, listen, write, memorize, apply. Not as a student, but as a person who assembles weapons for survival. A mind today is an asset. It is capital that cannot be taxed. It's a power that can't be taken away. It's your chance to get ahead while everyone else is flipping reels. Simple question. Have you gotten smarter in the last year? If not, you haven't stood still. You've rolled backwards. You owe it to yourself to learn how to learn. Learn from books, from mistakes, from observations. Learning is not an academy. It's a way of life. I know you've heard it before, but hear it again. Learning is the beginning of wealth, the beginning of change, the beginning of a new life. You want to solve a problem? Study. You want to seize an opportunity? Learn. Want to be a different person a year from now? Study. You'll say, I've already listened to these lectures. So what? That doesn't mean you understood. It doesn't mean you absorbed. It doesn't mean you've changed. Repetition is not boredom. Repetition is about embedding. You don't do push-ups once in your life, right? So what makes you think you can listen once and be different? Start a notebook. Write down insights. Write quotes, thoughts, phrases that touch. This will be your inner compass, your path out of the fog to clarity. And most importantly, develop your philosophy. The way you think is your sails. The wind blows on everyone. But where you sail depends only on how you set your sail. Don't ask for a tailwind. Don't hope for something better to come. You've already got it all. Now it's your job to figure out how to use it. The next part is the step without which all books become just dust, because without it, nothing moves. Step 3, act. Don't put it off. This turnaround can be yours. You can read 100 books, listen to 100 lectures, make a dream map, a plan, a schedule, and still stay where you are. Because without one step, it's all just an intellectual hobby. Without one step, you're just an inspired non-actor. And that one step is action. You don't start, there will be no shift. You don't start, there will be no growth. You don't start and life just moves on without you. You know what you're like if you know everything but don't do it. A construction worker who brings in materials every day. Sand, gravel, bricks, windows, doors, tiles. But he doesn't build. He just piles it all up. He says, I'll start tomorrow. I'll just save up everything now. A year goes by, 2. There's mold, rodents, odor, but there's no house. There is only the illusion of preparation. It's you if you learn, but you don't apply. You're not building. You're just saving up building materials. Now the main point, if you don't start taking action, you're out. The world won't wait. It will leave you where you left yourself, in theory. You want practice? Start with small steps. Big dreams aren't built from a skyscraper. They start in the garage. Clear out the debris. Answer that message you've been putting off. Call someone you need to talk to. Read at least 1 page. Do 10 push-ups. Put away 50 trash photos on your phone. This isn't change. This is the entry point to a new life. And here's one simple truth you should hammer into your memory. All disciplines are connected. Everything affects everything. You can't be strong in business if you're weak in life. You can't manage time if you can't take out the trash. You can't be precise in your dreams and chaotic in your habits. Principle. If you can, do it. If you know, take action. Otherwise, you're not fooling others. You're fooling yourself. You want to change the company? Start with the garage. You want to change the world? Start with the schedule. Big things start with proof of small things. If you're not willing to do the simple, why would you want to do the great? The next part is what action fades, without which you'll quickly burn out, quit, forget. It's not just motivation. It's a fire that you can't see, but that burns out the old version of you. Step 4, fire yourself, deeply, forever, noiselessly, but with power. You can't go the way of the state, cold. Cold doesn't lead to growth. It leads to freezing, to a stability that has long been death, simply without announcement. There must be fire, not external, not applause, not likes, not hype, but internal. A fire that you can't see outside, but it melts inside. You have to flare up, not noisily, but deep. Don't wait for someone to inspire you. True transformation doesn't start with a lecture. It starts with a decision to burn the old version of yourself. Do you know how quickly you can change your life? With one action. But you always think it will be later, until one day it's too late. Look, a man who commits murder changes his whole life in 1 second. 1 point, 1 impulse, 1 choice, and his entire destiny goes down the drain forever. Now stop and think. What if you could make the same sharp turn into a plus? 1 conversation, 1 workout, 1 idea that you finally don't put off, and that's it. You're no longer the same. But it takes more than just desire. It takes excitement, not inspired and forgotten, but a buzz in your blood. You have to alarm yourself to a level where going back is already scarier than going forward. You know you can do it. You're just not burning for it. You have to want change so badly that it starts to come from your energy. You have to impress yourself. And here's the important point. This is not about screaming. It's not about crying. It's not about public confessions. Real excitement is quiet. It's inside. It doesn't require likes. It requires action. It's energy you can see in the eyes. It's determination seen in actions. The fire that drives real change is not motivation, but anxiety mixed with determination. And remember, you don't have to be loud to be unstoppable. You can be calm, but you have to be seething inside. You must look at your life and say, I refuse this mediocrity. I'm not living like this anymore. That's when you start creating. That's when you become a source of strength. That's when you stop waiting for permission. The next part is the last part, and perhaps the most unexpected, because many people think that to achieve more, you have to work yourself to exhaustion. But the real growth doesn't start when you put yourself out there. It's when you know how to step back. Step 5, walk away. To come back stronger, more meaningful, more alive. You were focused. You were learning. You started moving. You lit up. And now, the most unexpected part. Walk away? Yes, exactly that. To go further, you have to know how to step back. You can't always be in tension, in battle, under pressure. Muscles grow not during training, but in recovery. Consciousness doesn't expand in noise, it opens in silence. The winner is not the one who is always ahead. The winner is the one who knows how to balance. You must learn to walk away on time, not to give up, but to reboot. You're not a robot, you're alive. And what's alive breathes. Sometimes you don't need new knowledge. Sometimes you don't need a new plan. You need to go ashore. Look at your life from the outside, without your phone, without tasks, without rush. Because if you don't know how to live, what's the point of all these millions? I've seen people who learn to earn but never learn to enjoy. They have money but no taste for life. They give but with irritation. They help but with resentment. They give gifts but in a way that makes you want to return them. That's not wealth. That's irritated success. You don't want to be just someone who earns. You want to be someone who enjoys, who can stop, who can appreciate the simple. One of the most powerful skills of millionaires is the ability to disconnect from business to live life, a real one, with people, not just graphs. And here's why you need to learn to walk away, to come back inspired, to get new vision, to strengthen bonds with those you love, to realize you're not a machine of success, you're the creator of life. Life is not a race, it's a painting. And if you don't take a step back, you'll never see what you've painted. And now, the practice I talked about in the beginning. Do it today, not tomorrow, not Monday. Turn off your phone for 1 hour. Find a place where you're alone. No noise, no tasks, no people. Answer 3 questions. Who am I becoming? What do I really want? What can I do today to move forward? Then act. One small step, but a real one. You made it to the end. That's already a step. Now it's all up to you. Don't just save this video. Turn it into a shift. If it touched you, like this video. Leave a comment. I choose movement. Let this be the first action of your new life.